It's been a while, a long while. Just got a bunch of eggs from the shop to tie up. Finally got some rain. Creek levels came up. Finally got a little bit of color. Got some fresh fish finally running. I had the shop fully stocked up, and now they're running low. So, time to get going. I am currently almost 4,000 spawn bags into the season, which is crazy because our fishing has been not great, but people are still traveling, people are still trying. Sorry, I can't play music in the background or anything because I'll get copyright. Usually I listen to Pandora while I'm doing this, so it's not as quiet. You could probably hear my dogs going crazy upstairs. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the live. I'm very sorry for not posting any content. Creeks have been low all fall. We have not had rain in 3 months. Finally got rain the other day. Yeah, it's just been a really bad fall, so I've been spending it in the tree stand, and that still wasn't very good to me. Apparently the deer didn't want to move either. Seen a couple nice bucks this archery season. Our archery season just ended yesterday, but had a chance at one good one right at dark. I just wasn't comfortable with the shot. That's all. So archery season's ended. We finally got some rain here in Erie, Pennsylvania, Steelhead Alley, and we've got some fresh fish moving into the creeks. So we are getting the shop stocked up. I tie these for a local shop here in Erie, Pennsylvania, East End Angler, located in Harbor Creek. It's on the east side of Erie County, right here on Lake Erie. I'm almost 4,000 egg sacs into the season already. Let's see. Got bucks in our yard every day. Yeah. I was getting them on camera for a while, and then for the first, I'd say, half of the season, I was hunting public land just because the private property I was hunting really wasn't showing much sign, so I started hunting public land and had some really nice deer on camera. Once the rut came, the deer actually moved down the road farther towards a buddy of mine's property, and he ended up harvesting one. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. You know, I mean, you can't control them. So, here we are. Going to town, getting some spawn bags tied. I kind of went a little OCD this year. Tying these. I wrote down every color of how many I did of each color and kept a total tally, so I have the exact number that I've done so far. It's like just maybe a couple hundred shy of 4,000, and the season really hasn't been great so far, so see how much better it gets before Mother Nature decides to throw some cold temperatures our way and freeze the creeks out. Which we didn't really have a nice season last year, so I'm kind of really hoping we have a nice season this year. Although I love sitting in the creeks, I love sitting in the ice hut just as much. I don't know who this guy is, but you can go bye-bye. Hunt now because the rut here in our area started, I can confidently say, about 3 weeks ago. They are still bumping does around a little bit, but I'm starting to see more and more bucks by themselves, and the does around here at least are actually linking back up with their fawns. So I don't know, there is always, you know, there's the main rut and then there's a little rut after that, so we'll see what happens. They haven't really been hitting my mock scrapes for almost 2 weeks now, so I'm not sure really what's going on. Oh, you're in Georgia. You got the brutes down there. Pennsylvania's got some big deer. It's tough because Pennsylvania, you know, if it's legal, people are shooting it. So, except for the people on, you know, private land, they'll let them have a chance. But public land, there's definitely way more 2-year-olds harvested every year than 4- and 5-year-olds. That's for sure. Man, I usually listen to Pandora while I'm doing this. Can't turn that on because I'll get copyrighted. So my production's not as fast. So what am I working on? We are tying salmon eggs into netting to float through the streams for steelhead trout. Yeah, trout fishing's fun. For sure. These steelhead run our creeks in the fall, and you know, they come out of Lake Erie. In the summertime, they stay out in the deep cold water. And in the fall, they run up in. I'd say average, I don't know. Seems like our average is getting bigger the last couple of years. I'd say average 5 pounds. But there have been some really nice ones caught last couple of years, 13, 14, 15 pounds, which is very nice fish for sure. They're bigger than just your average, you know, stocked brown trout, stocked rainbows people catch in the spring. But it's not just us that have these fish. I mean, they come out of Lake Erie, Michigan. There's some in Ontario. So there's multiple places that you can have the opportunity to catch these fish. See you, dude. It's not hard tying these, it's just very, very repetitive. Man, I wish I could play Pandora. It is so quiet. Too quiet. Just bought some tonight. Well, you know where they came from. Here, I want to show you some. I keep talking about it. So I went a little OCD this year, and I kept track. Every color, how many sacks of every color, and how many bags for a total. So I mean, I'm all the way down here. You can see pink, chartreuse, lime, peach, natural. So, see if I get this. Currently, I am at 3,866 for the season, and I just got a ton more eggs tonight because everybody keeps buying them out. So, back to work we go. We're already, I don't know, 20 or so in. My production isn't as fast as it usually is because I usually listen to music while I'm doing this, but I don't want to get a copyright, so. I'm hoping I get a chance to fish soon so I can get another video out. Finally got rain, yay. Finally. Creek levels really didn't come up a ton. They came up enough for the fish to cruise and definitely have some color, that's for sure. The color that's sustained to the water, that's what gets me excited. What's the hot color you think? Honestly, my go-to color is peach. Dirty water, clear water, stained water, peach. Peach is my go-to. They gave me orange, natural, chartreuse, and pink to do. But they were fully stocked on them last week. And they're like, no, we should be all right. I was like, rain's coming. Yeah, I know. Well, guess what? Got about 3.5 pounds of eggs to do, so. Not a sponsor, but that's some damn good water. Bought chartreuse and orange, and I think red. Red. Man, I haven't tied red for them in a little while. Should have bought some peach. Peach. Can't say it enough. I don't know if I'm gonna get to fish tomorrow or not. I would like to, but I have to go to the state land and pull my tree stand and my trail cameras before firearm season starts and somebody decides to take something that's not theirs. Even though they are cell cams and they are locked, I just still don't trust it. Yeah, peach is always in my arsenal when I go. I don't know, it's weird because nobody around here, like no shops really used to sell peach. And then, you know, some people started tying it for themselves and then word kind of got out. And now there is no secret anymore. It's just weird though. When I was younger, it was, you know, it was mainly just your pink natural and chartreuse. That was like the main colors. You using those on a spinning rod, Brian, or you use a center pin? Float rod, I should say. Noodle rod, gotcha. I switched to a center pin a couple years ago. I love my center pin. It's great. One time I don't like it is in the winter. Reel freezes up, guides freeze up. Because you use a heavier main line, the whole main line freezes up. And to me, it's just, it's a little worse when it freezes up than it is, you know, with 6-pound test and a spinning rod. Still fun though. I always carry multiple rods when I go to the creek anyways. I'll take my fly rod, spinning rod, and my center pin. But as I always say, if you see a fly rod in my hands, I'm really bored. I do not use my fly rod very much. I got a couple buddies. Buddy Zane, he's like an average. No, I can't even say that. He's a good fisherman for sure. He's always busting my chops, telling me I need to use my fly rod more. I was like, nope, I'm good. He said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, we'll make a video where I'm using a fly rod and he's using a pin rod, which still doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me because he uses both. So it's still a win-win for him. Definitely not a win-win for me. I'm not a fly rod guy. I can't say I used to be. I used to use one more. I don't know. Just something about it. I just not sure. You have to stay on the west side. Nope, you have to stay on the west side of the creek in that section. You are not allowed on the east side. It is posted. And they will come down and say something about it. I do know one guy, he's older than me. He knows them personally, family friends with them, so you may see him over there, but you cannot stand on that side. They will drive their gator or four-wheeler to the edge of that cliff and ask everybody to walk back across the creek. I don't know why exactly that is. I know it's part of the easement, but I'm not sure why exactly you can't, because technically if you're in the water, technically, depends how far in the water you are, but it's not really a navigable waterway, so there's a lot of variation with that. Honestly, I think it's better to fish at the Iron Bridge on the west side of the creek anyways. Unless that tree's still in the water, that kind of sucked. I wish the Fish Commission would have taken it out of there. Yeah, I know the signs that they have right there, the Route 5 bridge too, that that indicate the easement. It doesn't really say either. We've had guys come into the bait shop and ask the same exact question you just did. But yeah, so they'll come down and say something. I mean, most of the time they're not really that rude about it. I've seen them get a little upset, because a couple people decided to run their mouth. But It's the same way at Walnut. Once you get above the, I don't even know what they call it, the Manchester Hole or whatever it is. Once you get up past that bridge there, when you turn to go down into Walnut, you're not allowed to fish on the east side of the creek there either. Because the guy that lives there, super nice guy. I mean, he's cool. I've seen him let some kids go over there and fish, but people can't stop, you know, littering and stuff like that. So I don't blame him for not allowing people over there. I mean, I see it every time I go fishing, whether it's lure wrappers, bags, line, people just can't pick up after themselves. Usually if I see stuff, I'll just pick it up and stick it in my pockets until I get back to parking lot. What's going on, everybody? If you guys could hit that like and subscribe button, I really appreciate it. We did it. We finally hit 700 subscribers like a week ago. So that was pretty pumped. Honestly, I could probably have a lot more if I would put some videos out, but like I said, I mean, to just keep reiterating myself that the fishing has just been horrible. It really has. I wish I would have put more walleye videos out this summer, but we were just fishing so hard for the tournament that we were just throwing all the fish back. A lot of small ones too. Got some decent ones towards the end of the season, but so yeah, I'm hoping we get some fishing in soon, get some videos up and going. Hopefully we get ice this year, because I don't have a single ice fishing video on my channel yet. I went out 4 times last year. Let's just say 4 times in 1 week, the week-long ice season that we had, and I was out on a Sunday. I went out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So maybe it was 5 days, or Monday, Tuesday. So whatever. But yeah, and the ice was there on Sunday, and when the guys went back Monday, there was like a 20-foot gap from the shore to the ice. So yeah, I saw that online. Can't cross the center part of the creek at Manchester. Shame people. Yeah. And the crazy thing is that the people that ruined it for that side are now staying on the side that we are allowed on, and still doing the same thing that they ruined it for on the other side. But the thing is now, like, I don't know. The crazy thing to me is that people are still snagging fish. Do they not realize that the Fish Commission headquarters is right there? Like, I just don't understand. Like, there's so many undercover wardens in the creeks. These guys just don't even realize it. And I'm not telling them to snag. Oh, you know what I mean? If you don't think it, no, I don't care. I'm not for snagging whatsoever. But I just wish that here in Erie County during the steelhead season, I understand resources are tight, yada, 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 but we need more people here. You know, we need more Fish Commission officers here. You know, I don't know. It's a tough situation, I guess you could say. Because there's only 2 or 3 actual deputies, and the rest are just undercover. They pull from out of town. But the thing is that if both agents are on the west side, then all the snaggers come to the east side, and vice versa. Get on my video, Parker. Hey, Parker, is this egg sack too big for you? It's a nice quarter. I know you guys throw those 10mm spawn bags. I prefer like just the whole skein. And then you just put like 8 treble hooks on there and you just thread it right through the whole skein. Actually, legit seen a dude at 16 Mile one year. He put half of the skein on his hook. Crazy. These bags aren't for me. These are for the bait shop. No luck in archery, buddy. Not a great season for me. I saw 2 really nice bucks. I seen one, I don't know, second, third week of season. He came in right at last light. He was like 80 yards behind me, and I grunted, and he made, almost dropped that egg on the floor. He made like, I don't know, 3 or 4 scrapes on his way in, and by the time he got to me, I could just see a silhouette. When I look at it on my phone, it looks lighter than it actually was. I could just barely see the pin on my bow, so I ended up passing him. Never seen him again. I got pictures of him like a week later, but never seen him again. I don't know if anybody got him. I'm sure with a deer that size, probably would have heard. And honestly, after that, it was just a bunch of small bucks. Had another really nice buck on camera. It just disappeared. I don't know. Started going back to my aunt's property. First time I was back there this season, sat on the ground. Had a really nice buck come out of the red brush, like 35 yards. And instead of taking the trail that would have come out, you know, put him at 35 yards, come straight out, he came out right down the edge of the red brush, straight away from me. I don't know if the wind swirled or what. And he walked right past one of our stands. So I was like, all right. The next morning, I'm going to go sit in that stand. Go sit in that stand. I get up in there. About 15 minutes after that, I hear a deer. I was like, heck yeah, here we go. Turn around. What'd he do? Instead of coming down the red brush line towards me like I needed him to, he came right out of that red brush and went straight, just like I needed him to the night before. And hadn't seen him since. And oddly enough, I have not seen a doe since the first day of season. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, 50 yards is kind of, what do you mean, Parker? You stand on the east side of the creek. I seen you down there with your spotlight at night. Don't even play me like that. Yeah, 50 yards is, I don't know. I mean, you're either comfortable with it or you're not, and I'm not. I'm gonna say, I would say probably 40, maybe 45 is probably my max. Just because there's so many variables, you know what I mean, at 40 yards. Yeah, it's only, you know, a second and a half by the time the arrow gets there, but the deer could duck, big gust of wind could come, and it's just, there's a lot of variables. So I'd say 40 is probably my max. Alex, how's the water over there? Everything's blown out in Ohio pretty much. Not blown out here. Honestly, perfect conditions. The water's not high. It's, I wouldn't even say medium. Like, the creeks came up a little bit. I don't know how the west side looks, like Elk and Walnut, but because I live on the east side. A couple of the streams I passed today, like the flow was absolutely perfect. There was a perfect stain to it, and there was a lot of guys. A lot of guys out today, that's for sure. Hey, man. Sometimes your secret's gotta get exposed, you know what I'm saying? Do it for the tube. When you taking me lake trout fishing? So I sure as hell don't know what I'm doing with lake trout. I think the last time I caught a lake trout was at least 15 years ago. And I think it was with your dad and my uncle. I think that was the last lake trout I caught. I've never caught one on my own boat. Never caught one from shore. It's too busy. Too busy hunting and chasing steelhead. But I want a lake trout this year. I already seen your fish. I'm assuming they're probably just starting to come in. They're probably not super heavy yet, I'm assuming. Yeah, Brian, it's pretty far with a compound. I mean, to some people it's not, but I mean, even 40. It all depends on how much confidence you have in yourself and your gear. But if I was using a crossbow, I'd shoot 60 with a crossbow. Seen some videos on YouTube, some guys shooting deer at 100 yards with a crossbow. That's wild. I want to use my live scope in tubes. I want to jig them. I was told like December. You gotta fight the wind and the brutal cold and the big ass waves, but I want to try jigging them. Casting spoons, whatever. I heard from Kurt that they came in a little bit farther west than usual. I mean, they're catching I know they're catching them down northeast, you guys were, but Kurt said that the school came in west of 16. But I don't know. One of these days I'll get out there. Get out there with the Garmin, take a look around. My boat hasn't been started in 4 months, so I'm sure it'll probably scream at me. Got the batteries on a tender though, so. Which one? His bass boat or his little 12-foot dinghy? That's funny. That's funny. I don't know why. Because I seen XTR said he's done for this year too. Just because the lake's rough, what would make you be done? I mean, you might get some days where it's calm. I guess what I'm saying, like, what would be the reasoning that, you know, this would just shut it down? That's so funny, that last part of that comment, though. Just send it, buddy. 5-6 footers, you do it for a while. Why won't you do it for a lake trout? Granted, the water is 30 degrees colder than it is in the summer. All right, I guess I'll just go look for your guys' truck, and I had to go stand down off the wall with you guys. Should be coming in there pretty quick, from what Kirk was telling me. I tried ice fishing there one year, and it was like so much ice and snow that by the time I drilled the hole, it was literally like less than a foot of water. It was crazy. I ain't saying nothing. I've known for a couple years. I just never made it there. It's never on my list, honestly. But they're not there yet, I'm assuming. Close. Thanks for clicking on the live, everybody. How many eggs are you putting in each bag? He wants, these are for the shop. I don't know. Nickel size, maybe a little bigger. I don't know. I used to measure exactly, like count exactly how many are in there, but now I've done. This is all the colors. How many eggs I've done of each color, and this is my running total. 3,866 for the year. I've went through this right here thing of thread is my 6th. Are they 100 foot, 100 yard, 100 foot, 100 feet foot thing of thread? I've went through 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I just used another one, finished one off. 38 rolls of netting, which are 16 feet a piece. And I've went through 15 things of squares. And there's 50 squares in each thing, each package. Yeah, I don't know. These are probably nickel, maybe a little bigger. I mean, they look huge on camera. They're decent, but they're not. I used to only put I used to make them like the size of the years, like little dimes, if not a little smaller. And he asked me to make them a little bigger, so that's what I'm doing. Some people feel like they gotta have a golf ball, I guess. So the ones I tie for myself, I only put 4, 5 eggs in. And the little bags like that is what I took salmon fishing last year. Not this year, because that was terrible. That was not worth it. Last year I was a week late on the salmon run, went at the end of October. This year we went the middle of October hoping to catch it, and then we were 3 weeks early. So that's frustrating. And now since my Facebook page just got deleted, got disabled, now I wasn't able to keep tabs on, water conditions and all that. So that's kind of, it was still a fun trip. We went out to eat a couple places I deliver in Niagara Falls. But yeah, the fishing was terrible. Excuse me. Parker, you use squares or you use a roll? I used to hate doing squares because I had to pull them apart. But now, honestly, I like the squares. You just tie the sack, clip the extra versus, you know, a roll. Because I'm tying them for the shop, I got to maximize the amount that I get out. So I put them, you know, I put them so damn close to each other. I mean, that's still even too much there. It just gets to be a pain. You get it too close and the eggs go flying everywhere. Yada yada. Oh man, I gotta stand up. Oh, long ass legs. Oh, I have a lot of eggs to do. Definitely not gonna get them all done tonight. I probably got 700-800 to do. I got 3 colors sitting up there. Four colors. Now that archery's over, that'll give me something to do every evening. Where do I get my eggs from? From salmon you catch or buy them? So these eggs are actually from the bait shop. He orders these from his bait dealer. They're coho eggs. He gets these from his bait dealer, and then he just breaks them up, puts like a pound in a bag, you know, lets them soak, pump back up, and then dyes them. So these are not my eggs. These are from the bait shop. I just tie them for the shop. I don't sell them. I don't anything like that. Strictly just tie them for him. Kind of a little side gig. I've been doing this 7 years, something like that, 8 years. Last year I did just shy of 5,000, and currently as it sits right now, I'm just shy of 4,000. Season's not over yet. I want to try some of these through the ice this year, off like Presque Isle, or maybe if I can get on one of the, maybe down at like Walnut or something. I'll try some egg sacks through the ice and see if I can catch a steelhead on them. Heard of people doing it, but I'd like to try it for myself, see what happens. That's if we get ice. I really hope so. We'll see. It's already colder now than it was at this time last year, so. Starting Thanksgiving here in Erie, I think there's a chance of snow every day for like a week, which will be good for deer season, but I don't really care about the snow when it comes to making ice. I just want cold temperatures. Yeah, those eggs from eBay are like hard cured, like super hard. They're made, the egg sacs, they're just think of all the chemicals that they're soaked in to preserve them. You know what I mean? If you're talking about the jars, I have bought eggs from eBay. Sonny's Eggs or something like that. I think that's what it was, Sonny. But I mean, the eggs weren't bad. They were king eggs. I wish they were coho, but they weren't bad. I had success. But as far as like jarred eggs or like commercially packaged eggs, not the go-to, that's for sure. Those jarred egg sacks with the little glass jars. Yeah, you may catch fish on them. I'm not saying you won't, but it's like soaking your food in chemicals. Like, you know what I mean? The fish can tell. Got some stench to it. But there are shops around here that, you know, sell eggs. I don't know. It all depends on how, you know, how much stock East End has. Sometimes they'll sell eggs. I know Poor Richards on the west side, they sell bulk eggs to tie. So if you want to check out Poor Richards, I know they advertise it, so they must have a decent amount. It's probably going to be like 18, 19 bucks a pound. I'm assuming 17 to $20 a pound, in that range. Man, I think I'm gonna run this maybe another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna jump off so I can get some music going and get these knocked out, because man, this silence is terrible. I'm just cutting down on my production. Thanks for all the info. Good luck fishing and hunting. We'll be looking forward to some upcoming fishing videos. Thanks for sticking along. I hope soon get some videos out, get some videos rolling. hopefully this week. It's supposed to keep raining like every day, so keep them creeks constantly flowing, get some fish in, and get some videos rolling. All right, I think this is going to be the final one on video, just so I can get my button gear. Got a nice, without getting them to spill out. Got a nice little gathering going. So, on that note, thanks for everybody that clicked on the video. Hopefully next time, got some fish stories to talk about. But until then, tight lines. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon.